And welcome to Cornell University, Schoellkopf Field in Ithaca, New York. Doug Wright along with Jack Toohey, and tonight it's intersectional football. Union-Endicott of Section 4 against Monroe-Woodbury of Section 9. Two very powerful football teams, Jack, but maybe more powerful, neither of them, is the weather out here tonight. It's pretty brutal.
It sure is, Doug. Having lived in this area for 5 or 6 years, it's something that once you get past November 1st, you're kind of living on borrowed time. And as the folks can see behind us, there's snow on the field, and it could be interesting.
It should be interesting. It could be some slippery conditions, and that may slow down a little bit the Union-Endicott offense. You got a lot of quick guys in that backfield. How will this affect them?
Having watched Shenango Valley in the game that was played prior to this one, footing didn't really seem to be a problem. But as the wind picks up and as the cold settles in, Schoellkopf Field can be an unforgiving place.
Monroe-Woodbury has a high-powered offense of its own, led by 6'4" quarterback J.C. Jones. Should be a great matchup. Stay tuned. The kickoff is coming up. Doug Wright and Jack Toohey back at Schoellkopf Field in Ithaca, New York, on the campus of Cornell University. The wind is kicking up. It's cold out here. There's snow on the field, and we're getting ready for high school football. The intersectional playoffs, Union-Endicott with a record of 10-0, taking on Monroe-Woodbury, coming in 9-1. Looks to be a very good matchup. Both teams play strong on both sides of the football. One thing about Monroe-Woodbury, the most points this team has given up all year is 16, and that was in its one loss to Newburgh High School. They lost 16-14. Besides for that, the record is unscathed, so we should be seeing a good one here, Jack.
Yeah, Doug, it's once again, it's going to be who controls the line of scrimmage. Hopefully the elements won't really come into play, although I can't imagine that they won't as we look at the wind, as we saw the wind earlier, and we see snow on the field.
Robert McKeon kicks it along the ground. It comes to one of the up-backs. It's returned to the right side. It's Ben Prussia, and down he goes inside the 35-yard line. Good coverage, and you can see they kick it away from the speedsters of UE. They didn't try to kick it deep.
No, it's a lot of times that football does strange things when the temperature gets down below 35 or 30 degrees. It becomes a little harder, a little bit more difficult to kick, but not too bad a field position really for UE as we start out.
And we'll see how the weather conditions affect the Tigers' offense as they go to it. First down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. There's a look at the starting lineup for Union-Endicott. The backfield of Waters, there's Paul Norris at fullback and Marcus Wilson at halfback, along with Jarvis Shields on 1st and 10. The gives to the fullback Norris. He fights his way up for about 3 to 4 yards on the play. Brian Lemmy on the stop for Monroe-Woodbury.
Kind of an interesting look that time, Doug. We saw a little bit of motion on the part of Marcus Wilson, and we haven't seen motion out of Union-Endicott since late in the Johnson City game earlier in the year.
Good surge by the offensive line. 2nd down and 5 coming up now for the Tigers. Ball on their own 39-yard line. Again, it's Norris straight ahead, and he barrels up near 1st down yardage. Good pickup, Paul Norris. He may be about a yard short. Dennis Malone in on the stop for MW.
First 3rd down situation of the ball game. We have 3rd and, it looks probably 3rd and about less than a yard. Norris on a dive play, 6 foot, 205-pound fullback.
Don't be surprised if he gets it again here on 3rd and short. Offensive line doing a good job early on the right side. Instead, it's the quarterback Waters. He's up near 1st down yardage. I do think he got it. We'll have to take a look. They'll probably measure this one. Louis DeLuca in on the stop for the Crusaders, and they probably will bring the chains out here. This is right in front of us from our vantage point in the press box, and it looked from here that he did get that 1st down.
It's going to be awfully close. It's really hard to tell with the snowy conditions on the field.
And the officials have decided to bring the chains out and look at this one. The first 3 plays from Union-Endicott, all running plays, all straight ahead. Nothing to the outside. So we haven't seen yet whether the footing will be a factor for some of the quick running backs in the backfield for UE. Speaking, of course, of Jarvis Shields and Marcus Wilson. Here's a measurement. And great shot of it there. They do get the 1st down.
Oftentimes in a big game like this, Doug, I think coaches may be a little conservative, and you want to get everybody warmed up, and you want to get the blood pumping, and you give the ball to Norris, and you have Waters keep it himself, and you get a first down. And that initial first down is a tough one.
Well, they've gotten it. First down and 10 from their own 43. Out of the wishbone. Here's Jarvis Shields. His first carry right side. Fights up near midfield. Shields showing some strength. It took about 5 MW players to finally bring him down after a pickup of about 6. Robert McKeon and on the stop for the Crusaders. What a season Mr. Jarvis Shields has had.
Well, he sure has, Doug, and that was, again, that was not the traditional wishbone type of play. It was power off tackle, and again, it's you're not pitching the ball around on a cold night, and you know, the chances of bad things happening are a lot less.
There's a look at the MW starting defensive unit. A good bunch. Has not given up more than 16 points all year. And a flag on the play. It looks like we're going to have some movement on the UE side of the ball. Ben Prussia looked like he jumped, so it's going to cost UE 5.
5-yard penalty, being second down and 10.
Never like to see those drive stallers, and that's what they turn out to do to you. In the game prior to this one, Shenango Valley losing by 2 points, but they came down, and they had a nice drive going, but a holding penalty cost them late in the game. We'll talk a little bit more about the other 3 games played today later on in the broadcast. Right now we have a second down and 10 for the UE Tigers with the ball inside their own 45 at the 43. Marcus Wilson left side. He's got a hole. Flag on a play as Wilson gets across midfield and into Monroe-Woodbury territory at the 49, but let's see what this flag's all about. In the area where you expect a hold, J.C. Jones, who doubles as the Crusader quarterback, in on the stop.
Looks like a hold to me, Doug. It's the official just kind of looked toward the Union-Endicott bench and indicated that it was a hold. 2 penalties in a row. I'm sure Coach Angeline is not thrilled about that. Monroe-Woodbury in a rather classic 5-2 defense. 5 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers. Thus far, the thing that has hurt Union-Endicott has been penalties. Line surge has been excellent, and UE has picked up good yardage running the ball from tackle to tackle.
Well, sometimes a hold will help you get a bigger hole. You grab out of some guy
Good point.
Make some room for yourself. Maybe that's what happened that time, although the Union-Endicott offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage so far in the early going. 9 minutes to go, first quarter. We're scoreless from Schoellkopf Field. Out of the wishbone. Option near side. Waters looked the pitch, decided to keep it. Breaks a couple tackles. He's moving into the clear. He's going to get across midfield. What a block, and there goes Chris Waters. He could be gone. He is touchdown.
Doug, Ben Prussia sprung Waters. Just a great run by Waters, but Prussia came back and just threw the block of the year as far as I can tell. Just a great play.
Outstanding block by Ben Prussia. Springs Chris Waters for the touchdown run.
Again, one of the things,
7 yards in all.
here we go as we see this again, Doug. They have Waters pretty well bottled up, and then he makes a cut back against the grain, and let's see if we can see Prussia's block right there. And that's the block that sends Waters down the sideline for 6. And he's one of those guys we really haven't seen or mentioned too much in the first 2 ball games we did, but he certainly is a threat.
The extra point was missed, so it's 6-0 Union-Endicott. Matt Beers sent it wide. The guy who got leveled, Julian Bastarecchia, one of the stars of this MW team. Bastarecchia scored 2 touchdowns in the playoff win MW had over Port Jervis last week. He got barreled out of that play. A 70-yard drive resulting in a touchdown, 57 yards on the run by Chris Waters, and it's 6-0 Union-Endicott. Oh, we're saying a 70-yard touchdown run. Okay, my fault. Not a 57-yard touchdown run, a 70-yard run.
Well, it certainly was a big play in the early going, Doug. Waters was an exciting, it was just a real thrill to watch him run that time.
Dave Mahalik will be kicking the football off for Union-Endicott. And I must apologize, I'm struggling with a voice today. A bad cold has stricken me. Mahalik will kick it off from his own 40-yard line. He squibs it along the ground, and it's going to be bouncing up, and Bastarecchia will get it on his own 20-yard line. Bastarecchia's going to run it up the middle. He's got some room. He almost broke that one. He gets across the 40-yard line to the 41. Julian Bastarecchia on the return. He's the same guy who got leveled by Ben Prussia on that block just before. It'll be a first down and 10 for MW from their own 40. Our first look at the Crusaders offense. Quarterback J.C. Jones, a Division I prospect. Penn State's looking at him. Syracuse is looking at him. He's back to throw on first down. Under some pressure, and down he goes. Great tackle made in the backfield by Tony Velakovic.
Velakovic has been just done an outstanding job all year. Monroe-Woodbury that time lined up in a formation that we're pretty familiar with. Johnson City runs a lot of wing T stuff, and the quarterback just bootlegged to his right that time and was put down by Velakovic.
Loss of 10 on the play, and there you see their starting lineup. Brian Curity likes to throw the ball to him a lot, as well as out of the backfield, Bastarecchia. Second down and 20. Jones, the handoff, right side, and finding his way for a couple of yards is Dan Donaldson. Bill Carlini brings him down, but only a pickup of a yard or two.
They go with a fullback that time on the trap, which is the wing T is, in terms of series football, is very similar to the triple option in that you start with one thing, the fullback on the trap, and then you look for the buck sweep around the outside, and you always have the threat of the quarterback throwing the ball as well.
Well, they call it no gain on the play. Third down and 20. Jones back to throw. Has time, fires long left side. Bastarecchia out there. He makes the catch. Bastarecchia is gone. Touchdown, Monroe-Woodbury.
Well, how quickly things happen. It was that same action that we saw before. It's the same action that we saw before, Doug. It was they faked the Buck's trap and the sweep, and he dropped back. The last time Velakovic put him down. This time he throws the ball. Great throw, great catch, and we got ourselves a barn burner already.
Wow, big play. Julian Bastarecchia from J.C. Jones, 69 yards in all. So 2 plays of near 70 yards, and we're tied 6-6. John Dolan on to kick the extra point for the Crusaders of Monroe-Woodbury. The kick is up, and it is good. 7-6, Monroe-Woodbury on top.
Number 1 is 7-6, Monroe-Woodbury.
This may be a very high-scoring football game, Jack.
Doesn't appear that the wind or the cold or the field conditions or just about anything seems to be bothering these two clubs at this point, Doug.
Absolutely not. One to throw by J.C. Jones to Julian Bastarecchia. Right on the mark. Couldn't have thrown it any better.
Boy, he sure couldn't have. The coverage wasn't that bad. It was just a great throw and a great catch.
So Robert McKeon will be set to kick off for the Crusaders, working from right to left. Back deep, Marcus Wilson standing at his own 12-yard line. 7-6, Monroe-Woodbury on top, and the kick is a square. They're kicking it away from Wilson. Prussia has it again, middle of the field, going to try the left side. Prussia gets across the 40, up near midfield.
Looks like another flag, Doug. I'm not real sure what this one could be, and it's really kind of hard to tell. The yellow mixes in with the white pretty well, but I think I see one in between the right about the 40-yard line.
Mm-hmm. Tough to see the flag, tough to see the yard marker since the clip against Union-Endicott. The Tigers have had penalties hurt them. I remember last week in the game against Corning East, we didn't see a penalty the entire first half.
No, that's true. Now in the first quarter, I think they've run 6 or 7 offensive plays plus 2 kickoff returns, and we've had an offsides, a hold, and a clip.
Well, this is going to bring the football all the way back to the Union-Endicott 30-yard line. Still not bad field position out of the kickoff, but it would have been a lot better up near midfield, of course. Interesting formation here as they send Shields and Wilson wide to the left side. Norris a single setback. And they give Norris the football right side. He fights his way for about 5 or 6 yards. Bastarecchia on the stop.
That was a little different formation, Doug. We saw that late in the first half in the Johnson City game. And what that tends to do is to reduce defensive people outside. It gets people to move away from the point of attack, and as you can see, they handed the ball to Norris and made good yardage. It just occupies people and gets them where you don't want them to be.
Second down and 3, gain of 7 on the last play. Here's Marcus Wilson right side. He has room. He's driven out of bounds. After getting the first down, he could have been gone, but John Dolan made the stop. Dolan knocked him out of bounds at the last moment. Jarvis Shields on the big gain into MW territory. UE on the move again. 6:13 to go first quarter. We've already had 2 touchdowns. UE looking for another as they have the ball at the 49-yard line of Monroe-Woodbury.
That one was very close to going all the way in itself. Same play we'd seen earlier. Power off tackle. Good surge on the part of Matt Beers on the right side of the offensive line.
On 1st and 10 from the 49. Waters. Hand off Jarvis Shields. Right side, turns the corner. He has room. He's gone down the sidelines. Knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. John Dolan, again, the last guy there, knocked him out of bounds. But Jarvis Shields showing no ill effect.
Here we see on the
safety
replay.
field.
John Yost, 61, just does a great job down on the bottom of your screen. He takes Monroe-Woodbury defender all the way to the sideline, opening up a great run lane for Jarvis on that particular play.
Really nice play. It's at the 29, 1st down and 10. Monroe-Woodbury has taken a timeout, it appears, to talk things over. For a defense that hasn't given up more than 16 all season, Union-Endicott is having its way with the Crusader defense in the early going.
From a fan's point of view and from a broadcaster's point of view, it certainly has been a great game, and we're about halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, it's awful cold out there, but one way to get warm is to see exciting plays. Gets that blood flowing.
That's for sure.
Start feeling good about things. And each side has had a big play here in the first quarter. And it's 7-6 right now. Monroe-Woodbury ahead of Union-Endicott. There's a look at Fran Angeline down on the sideline. Just done a great job with this team. Talked to him during the week, and he said, hey, we're going up there to play a tough football game. It's a good team. We're not going up to Cornell to take a look at Cayuga Lake. That's for sure. And
I'm not sure how well you could see Cayuga Lake tonight anyhow, but sure is a good football game.
Probably frozen over. Handoff straight ahead. Paul Norris down near the 20-yard line. Scott Bricker in on the stop for the Crusaders.
Again, Norris at fullback so critical for a team that runs the wishbone. They seem to be running off tackle with a great deal of success against Monroe-Woodbury up to this point.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
Impressive numbers on Norris, the unsung back at the fullback spot. You talk so much about the other guys. Here is Waters, and he's driven back. Tried to keep it on 2nd down and 3, and he might have lost a yard. Louis DeLuca busted in there, filled up the hole, and drove him backward.
Met at the line by Louis DeLuca and Eric.
And they're right back up to the line here on 3rd down and 3.
3rd down, 4.
And they give the handoff to Norris, right side, fighting, getting across the 20-yard line. He stretches out his arm, but is it going to help him any? That's the question. He needed about the 19-yard line. I'm not sure whether he got it. Scott Bricker again on the stop for the Crusaders.
It's kind of interesting, Doug. They apparently called 2 plays in the huddle, and Coach Angeline, again, always the innovator, thought possibly he could catch Monroe-Woodbury in a defense that they didn't want to be in. They're either signaling in defenses. A lot of times when you run 2 plays in a row, it becomes very difficult to play what you want to play.
Well, they're going to say he's about a half a yard short of the 1st down. They're not even going to measure this thing, it doesn't appear. They flipped it over to 4th down. And Huey's going to go for it with the ball on the Monroe-Woodbury 20-yard line. You'd think a sneak or perhaps Paul Norris would be the call here. Let's see what happens. Handoff left side. Norris has the 1st down by plenty, near the 15-yard line.
Just can't say enough about Norris. He, the 2 games prior to this that we've seen him, we talked about and sometimes probably harped on the dive play. But he's just such a strong individual. I really enjoy the way that he runs, and I like to watch people block for him.
So it's 1st down and 10 for UE. The ball the 16-yard line now of MW. Here's the option, left side, Marcus Wilson. Breaks a tackle, fighting down near the goal line. He did not get in. He's down to about the 2-yard line. Marcus Wilson finally driven down by Eric Smolchek. But it's 1st down and goal, UE.
Well, we wondered about the option. Here's the first look that we've really had of the option tonight. There's Waters. He pitches to Wilson. Nice move right here. Cuts inside. Tremendous determination. Great run.
They stop him 1 yard short of the goal line. 1st down and goal for the Tigers. They trail by a point, 7-6. Waters is going to keep it straight ahead, and he's in. Touchdown, UE.
Just another great drive by UE, capped off by what's to go in the first quarter, and we've seen just about everything. We've seen touchdown passes, we've seen long runs, and we've just again saw Waters on a 1-yard sneak.
Nothing special about it. Get behind those big boys and just drive it forward. They're going to go for 2 now, leading 12-7. They missed an extra point earlier, and now they're going to try to get up to 14. Waters rolls to the right side. Has Wilson, decides to keep it, and he is in for 2. Chris Waters takes it in, and it's 14-7 UE, capping off a 9-play, 70-yard drive.
Great decision by Waters on that particular play. Here we see Waters, he attacks, and the option, you always have the option to run the ball as you sprint out and break contain. It puts the defensive secondary people between a rock and a hard spot. They either have to come up and make the play or sit back and let Waters run it in, what he did that time. Just a great decision. Great decision by Waters.
Marcus Wilson was open for a moment. The defender went back to pick him up, and that allowed Waters to carry it in for 2. And a big conversion for UE to make up for the missed extra point earlier. They lead 14-7, 4:01 to go in the first quarter. And who would have thunk it that we'd have 3 touchdowns in 1 quarter? Matt Beers will kick it off for Union-Endicott. That's Bastarecchia, Julian Bastarecchia, the deep man for the Monroe-Woodbury Crusaders of Section 9. A shift to the left side of the field, and here comes an onside kick. This ball's not going to carry. Jesus, going backwards. That ball ends up 2 yards behind the place where he kicked it. They tried the onside kick, and boy, I've never seen anything like that.
Well, they'd called 2 plays in a huddle. Coach Angeline that time ran all his people from the right side over to the left. Beers tried to get it the necessary 10 yards.
7-yard line.
I mean, I don't think he could do that if he tried. He kicked that ball forward, turned around, and came back.
I know, it looked like a top.
Here it is, minus 2 yards on the kickoff.
Whoops, there it goes. Backwards, and UE alertly falls on that ball because, in effect, it was a live ball.
Well, that's one for the blooper tape for you. Officials timeout now. Monroe-Woodbury's going to have great field position.
Apparently they will. Official explaining the ruling, but as we can see, the ball is going to be placed where it actually ended up and where UE fell on it.
Minus 2 yards on the kickoff. But a gutsy call by the UE coaching hierarchy. First down and 10 for MW. Handoff on the counter back to the left side, and not getting much is Drew Roche. A yard or 2, it'll be second down and 8.
The counter was a tough play for Union-Endicott, especially against Johnson City earlier in the year. It was that play that Johnson City had a great deal of success with. Monroe-Woodbury really not having a chance to get that one off the ground.
So it's second down and 11 for Monroe-Woodbury. Motion to the far side, Bastarecchia. He's going on the option with Jones. Jones is going to keep it. He turns the corner. He gets up near the 30-yard line before he's brought down, about 3 yards short of the first down.
It's kind of an interesting dimension to the wing T offense. They faked a belly play with the fullback into the line of scrimmage, and then the man who went in motion became the pitch man. Union-Endicott actually ran by the quarterback and went after the pitch, which I really don't think you can do. You have to take that first threat, in this case, which was the quarterback.
You saw J.C. Jones's passing numbers coming in exactly 50%, 50 per 100. I don't even need a calculator to figure that one out. Here comes Jones near side, and he is stacked up in the backfield. Steve Earle in on the play along with Craig Monroney. And it looks like Monroney's shaken up.
Steve Earle.
Same play we just saw a moment ago, Doug. Only that time the big quarterback really never got out of the blocks.
Now, we talked about this earlier off air, Jack, but that field's got to be awfully hard down there when you get the ice on it, and it's already hard. It's AstroTurf, not natural grass, but Monroney can get shaken up, or any player gets shaken up just hitting the ground here. Fourth down and 4. Monroe-Woodbury's going to go for it. The ball's on the 33-yard line of UE. Big defensive play here for the Tigers. Bastarecki in motion again. There goes Jones, rolling right. He's going to keep it and get near the first down. He's very close to first down yardage. It's going to be tough to see if he got it. No word yet from the official.
A lot will depend on the spot. He took a good lick when he went down that time, getting back to your point, the point that you made earlier, Doug.
For the measurement.
Having spent 5 years of practice time at Cornell and playing games up here, it becomes a very, very cold and unfriendly place when the wind starts to blow and the snow begins swirling around. No, they didn't get it.
Missed it by that much. That's a little bit.
Boy, it certainly is a game of inches.
Wow, we're talking only about 3 chain links.
Union-Endicott takes over on downs.
Well, he said it a lot had to do with the spot. It all had to do with the spot.
9-yard line.
Huey gets the football back. Big defensive play.
I felt good for the Tigers on that. Coach Angeline and the staff, as you said, took a brave pill with that onside kick, and I'm happy to see that it worked out in their favor.
At Wishbone. Again, it's Norris straight ahead. He just fought over 2 or 3 defenders before finally being brought down by J.C. Jones, who had to come in from the secondary to make the stop.
Excellent second effort and leg drive by Norris on that play.
He keeps him moving. Chris Waters having a little bit of problem with his jersey, it looks like there.
Could be one of those shoulder pad snaps, Doug. Those things sometimes looks like he's holding something in his hand, and that's probably the shoulder pad snap that goes from the front to the back.
So he'll come over to the near sidelines and get that straightened out. So the officials will take a timeout here. 14-7 our score. Union-Endicott out in front of Monroe-Woodbury. This is the intersectional playoff game between Section 4, represented by Union-Endicott, and Section 9, represented by Monroe-Woodbury, which is down in the Poughkeepsie, New York area. Now, this is the final game for both teams. There will be no playoff game after this one. They just will end it after this, and well, you've been a coach around here, Jack. Why is that?
We talked earlier in the car on the way up. I'm not real sure. I think New York State has played around with a state, an actual state type of tournament or championship. I know from a personal point of view, coaches now start practice as early as August 17th. It makes a long season. Some of the other sections delayed it a week. I know Colony and some of the teams in Section 2, which we played last year at Cornell, started a week later, and as a result, their semifinal game is this weekend, and they have another game to play after Thanksgiving. So I don't know if the state's just too big and the bureaucracy is such that it will never happen. I'd like to see a championship game, but time will tell.
Well, while they work on Chris Waters, John Peaster has come in a quarterback for Huey. He hands off right side for Paul Norris, who gets about a yard or 2. So I guess they gave Waters a little bit of time to get it fixed up, and when
actually what they did that time, Doug, they forced Huey to take a timeout. Yeah. Waters, the equipment problem was such, as we can see right here, he's got his shirt off, and they're working feverishly on his shoulder pad. They forced Huey to take a timeout. John Peaster came in, ran a dive play to Norris, and it looked like somebody got his face mask. Yes, that's a call. So Monroe-Woodbury makes a critical error as far as penalties with a face mask call.
So a late flag coming in on the play, and Huey gets 15 more yards. Exciting opportunity for John Peaster here.
Sure is.
I'd like to march his team down the field while he gets his chance. Peaster, handoff right side, Jarvis Shields. And this time, Jarvis gets only about a yard or 2 before being driven out of bounds.
On the carry.
Brian Lemmy in on the stop.
Quarterback to come in, take a snap from a center that you probably haven't taken a snap from since practice yesterday, and do the right things.
Shields has carried 3 times so far. 850 yards going in, so conceivably he could reach the 1,000-yard mark with an excellent performance here tonight. 23 seconds to go in the first quarter. Huey with a football in Monroe-Woodbury territory at the 48. Wilson motion far side. Shields gets the handoff up the middle. He's going to turn it to the right side. He had one man to beat, but he can't do it. Down he goes inside the 20-yard line. John Dolan made the stop, and there's a flag on the play way back at the 30-yard line. This one may go back.
Could be a clip, Doug. Had a whole bunch of offensive linemen from Union-Endicott downfield. Initial sign is a clip. again, I think there'll be very little doubt as to whether they're going to accept the penalty or not. Here we look on the replay. Wilson goes in motion. Reverse pivot. Shields just does a great job once he gets into the secondary. It was really tough to see as far as the clip, but officials picked it up, threw the flag, and Union-Endicott's going to have to come back and start over again.
Certainly didn't see it on the replay. But it's going to cost the Tigers. Ball's going to be marched all the way back to about the 45-yard line. Fran Angeli not happy about it. He's saying who did it. That's usually what you say when you
know why and who, but I never did anything about it. We never took anybody out. We just wanted to know why and who.
There's Paul Norris straight ahead. Big gain. He might have got the first down on 3rd and 6 across the 40. Didn't look like much was there, but he made it happen. Eric Smolchik in on the stop for Monroe-Woodbury, and it is a UE first down.
I guess something we neglected to mention on the penalty, it was from the point of the foul, Doug, and from the point of the foul, it was actually brought up a relatively 3rd and short situation from UE, and they were fortunate enough to pick up the first down.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. You can't get much more exciting than that. UE on top of Monroe-Woodbury, 14-7. We'll be back from Schoellkopf Field in Ithaca right after this. Doug Wright, Jack Toohey back at Schoellkopf Field in Ithaca. Chris Waters is back at quarterback, and he has the football. To the near side, takes it back up the middle, and he gets a big gain for another UE first down. Eric
Waters
finally brought him down.
Waters looks like his shoulder pads are intact. Came down the line of scrimmage, got to the corner in a hurry, and just did a great job of working downfield on the option, which he does so well. We've seen him do it time and time again this year, Doug.
We're here early, first half, second quarter, early second quarter, 11:44 to go. UE leads 14-7. Out of the wishbone, the quarterback Waters. Handoff, and trying the left side, it's Jarvis Shields. Check that, Marcus Wilson. He gets about 4 yards on the play. Eric Smolchik in on the stop again. These guys are almost interchangeable anyway.
Yeah. And they'll all be back. I'm not sure about Waters. Is he a senior, Doug? I think he is. But I know that Marcus Wilson and Jarvis Shields will both be back.
Waters and Norris will be gone, but having the other two back is scary enough for an opposing coach. Here's Norris, right side. He gets about a yard or two. Good tackle. Scott Bricker broke in there, and that's not the first time we've called his name. Good stop by number 66 of the defense.
I think what Monroe-Woodbury has to do is they have to begin drawing a line. Union-Endicott has more or less had their way running the ball off tackle with Norris, which sets up the outside stuff nicely. They have to force UE to do some things early that they don't want to do.
Well, it's 3rd down and 8. Big play to keep the drive alive. Here's Waters. If he can break free, he's got the first down. He's got that. Now he's going for 6. He gets brought down inside the 5-yard line. John Dolan again making a touchdown-saving tackle for Monroe-Woodbury, but it's first down and goal UE.
Chris Waters, when we see this on the replay, Doug, watch this. He breaks it all the way back, and then all the way back to the other side of the field. That play was designed to go around the end on the left side, and Waters just runs the taillight so well. He was just exciting to watch that time.
Waters having a big day on the ground. We'll get you his numbers in a little bit. Handoff. Norris, he does not get in. He gets about a yard or two to the 3-yard line. Louis DeLuca in on the stop. Waters has carried 6 times, and he has over 100 yards. 110 to be exact.
No gain on the play.
And there's 9:55 to go in the first half.
Not a bad day's work already.
2nd down and goal from the 4. Waters to the right side. Gonna turn the corner, dives, but does not get in. He stopped just short by John Dolan.
I'm not sure if that was the designed play or not, Doug. It almost looked like he missed the handoff and then just does what every good quarterback is coached to do, and that is if you miss the handoff, you follow the offensive back that you were going to give the ball to. Whatever happened, he picked up a couple yards, and they're faced with a 3rd and goal from the 1.5 or 2 now.
I never heard that before, but it only makes sense. The blocking's going to be that way, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3rd down and goal for UE. Waters the give ahead to Norris. He did not get in. He stopped just short of the goal line. Brian Lemmy came up and stuck him and drove him back.
That's a big play for Monroe-Woodbury.
It'll be 4th down.
You know, we've talked about how difficult it is to stop Norris and what great leg drive and how strong he is inside. Just a great play. Unfortunately,
no gain.
They have to make 2 in a row.
No gain. 4th down and goal from the 2, and a timeout's been called by Monroe-Woodbury. This may turn out to be a break for UE, and these 4th down plays, you sometimes like to have a little extra time to work it out offensively and have everything set.
Well, I think from a defensive point of view, too, you want to make sure that everything is covered. It looked like Union-Endicott was coming out in a formation that featured 2 wideouts. And I think they just want to talk it over and make sure they have everything the way that they want it. But absolutely, Union-Endicott is going to benefit from this as much as Monroe-Woodbury. They may go with a long count. They may change the play, come up with 2 tight ends. A lot of different options are open to them now.
Quite a first half for quarterback Chris Waters. He has 2 touchdowns rushing the football. He's got a 2-point conversion running the football, along with the 110 yards. Meantime, Paul Norris, 11 carries for 40 yards in the early going. Here's a big play. 4th down and goal from the 1. Here comes Waters to the near side. He's got room. He's got a touchdown.
I'll tell you the key to that play, Doug. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see it again. We talk so much about Jarvis Shields as a runner. Watch Shields on this play. He's out in front. He's the lead back. Bang, right there. Waters walks in.
Boy, by the way he slowed down, it almost looked like the play was whistled dead.
No, there was just nobody there.
Man. So 3 touchdowns now for Chris Waters, and it's 20-7. They're going to go for 2 one more time out of the wishbone. Waters is going to keep it. This time the pitch to Shields, and he is driven out of bounds. He did not get in. John Dolan
for the 2-point conversion.
Keeps him out, so it's 20-7.
8:38 left. First half, UE 20.
Great head-on-head confrontation here.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. You get down near the goal line, Shields puts his head down and is determined to get in the end zone, but just as determined, John Dolan just got his shoulders square and stood Shields up and drove him out of bounds. Just a real nice defensive play. Unfortunately, Doug, one thing that drive did, it consumed almost 4 minutes of the second quarter. Union-Endicott, probably one of the better ways to keep Jones and company off the scoreboard is to keep them off the field, and they certainly did it during that drive.
UE has now scored more points against Monroe-Woodbury than anybody has all season, and there's still 8:38 to go in the first half. And they have control of the line of scrimmage here.
Most definitely. And one thing that you and I both know is that Union-Endicott certainly is capable of scoring points.
Well, check out this first down statistic. UE 9, Monroe-Woodbury 1. There's a kickoff. Goes over everybody's head into the end zone. Boy, that thing stopped short of the goal line. That's a live ball. They kind of stood there and watched it, Monroe-Woodbury did. But
yeah, they sure did. Prior kickoffs have been of the squib variety and the onsides type. That time, Dave Mahalik with the wind at his back. Got the good right leg into it. Forces MW to start on the 20.
MW and UE. You can call this one the hyphen bowl if you'd like. First down and 10. Okay, bad line. First down and 10 for Monroe-Woodbury. Here's Jones back to throw. Fires over the middle. Nobody there, but John Peasturdy almost made the interception. Flag now on the play, coming in late.
Jones pass. Incomplete.
Bill Carlini saying, who, me?
This is going to be interesting.
We're going to see what happened back there. Maybe they're going to get a defensive hold.
Look at the replay. Doug, I think I did see it.
Pass interference, Union-Endicott.
Ooh, pass interference, but you bring in that old catchable ball.
Well,
I don't think he could have got to that one. I'm not so sure.
Well, the ball was in the air, and Carlini took a shot at him as the ball went over his head. That's a difficult call. You know, I'm not sure it was catchable, except it was clearly over Peaster's head even.
Yeah.
First down at the 35.
Well, it's first down and 10, Monroe-Woodbury. The ball's on their own 35-yard line. They trail by 13 points. Jones is going to go back to throw. Has some time. Fires right side. It's got a man out there, and it's caught inside the 40-yard line. John Dolan making a great grab. First down, Monroe-Woodbury at the UE 39.
This is just a great grab, Doug. As we look at the replay, Jones comes back, good time, throws the ball into the wind. Excellent coverage. Just nothing that you can do is from a coverage point of view. It's just a great catch.
I believe that was Eric Hottenstein on the coverage. He was there, step for step. When you throw it like that, there's not much you can do when you're a defensive back.
No.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10 from the UE 39-yard line. This time a handoff and a big hole and another first down. That is Dan Donaldson on the carry. Ben Prussia brought him down, but Monroe-Woodbury moving the football.
Donaldson certainly is a rusher. 800 yards coming into the game. Here we see the trap play. Donaldson just did a great job blocking the trap.
Prussia and Peaster finished him off, but not until he got the first down. 1st and 10 from the 27 of UE. Here's Jones, wants to pitch, gets it away to Bastarecchia, but down he goes. Eric Hottenstein, great hit to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss on a play.
The option certainly didn't pose any problems for Union-Endicott on that particular play. They forced him to pitch the ball early, and they had at least 2 people responsible for the pitch, and they put him down for a 2-yard loss. Getting back to the play before, Doug, when you have success throwing the ball, which Monroe-Woodbury has to a certain extent, it sometimes will open up the run game, and you start to think about pass, but I'm a firm believer you have to play run first.
2nd down and 11 from the UE 28-yard line. There's the handoff right side. This one's only good for about 3. Billy O'Toole on the carry. A lot of backs coming in and out of the game for Monroe-Woodbury.
They may, in fact, be messaging plays in with their backs. It was that counter play again that they tried earlier and really didn't have a great deal of success that time.
Bill Carlini, the senior captain, in on the stop for the Tigers. So it's 3rd down and 8 for Monroe-Woodbury. Another big defensive play with the ball on the UE 25-yard line. They're going to use the handoff straight ahead, and fighting up near first down yardage is Donaldson. I do think he got it. It's very close. I think he's going to be about a yard short, though. Now they look at it twice. Got a rough angle from here, but looks like they're about a yard short now.
Same play once again, Doug, was the trap play. And when we talk about a trap, the guard on the right side or the bottom of the picture just pulls and traps the UE defensive tackle on the left side. Donaldson cuts off his blocking. He's had pretty good success the last 2 times with the trap play.
4th down in the yard. Jones, handoff ahead, first down. Donaldson gets it right up the middle. John Randizzi stopped him that time, as he did the previous time, but on this occasion, it's a first down for the Crusaders.
Donaldson just doing a great job. Trap play, again, coming the other way. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see a sweep now off of that same type of action, or maybe the boot pass.
First down and 10 from the 15-yard line of Union-Endicott. We mentioned right at the top of the broadcast, 2 high-powered offenses. We're seeing it so far. Bastarecchia, motion near side. Jones back to throw. Fires over the middle, incomplete. It got deflected, I believe, near the line of scrimmage by Bill Carlini. I think he got a hand on it. Pass was intended for O'Brien Currid. Strong defense by UE.
Yeah, a little 3-step drop by Jones that time. Simple slant in. Carlini may have gotten a hand on it. Pretty good coverage as well.
5:33 to go, first half. Union-Endicott 20, Monroe-Woodbury 7. The best of Section 4 against the best of Section 9. And on 2nd down and 10 from the 15, Jones, handoff. Donaldson, left side, has a hole, fights his way down inside the 5-yard line. He has a first down, but John Peaster stopped him from getting a touchdown. It'll be first down and goal for Monroe-Woodbury. Here's another look.
Here we go. As we look at this, it's just a simple belly play to the fullback. Big hole off tackle, and if it were not for John Peaster, Donaldson would have been in the end zone. Doug, I've really been impressed with Donaldson so far. He runs as well as anybody we've seen all year.
They're going to measure this thing. Of course they're going to, because I said it was a first down. They're not going to take my word for it. The way I've been calling it. Of course, they're short.
Appears to be short. 4th down.
Missed it by just a little bit.
check that third down.
Third down and less than the yard coming up for Monroe-Woodbury. And we also spoke at the top of the broadcast about the field condition and what role that would have in this football game. And so far, I'd say none.
I would have to agree with you. You know, the footing looks, the footing is excellent, and I'm sure it hasn't affected Chris Waters and company, and Donaldson doesn't seem to be affected that much by it.
No, nor J.C. Jones, the quarterback. Third down, a little less than a yard. Jones, long count. Has it and keeps it and gets the first down inside the 5.
J.C. Jones.
Oftentimes they will use that long count to try and draw people off sides and get the easy first down. In this case, it wasn't effective against UE, but Jones takes his rather large framed body, gets the first down himself.
He's a big guy. He could play line for a lot of teams. Maybe every team.
If he didn't throw so well, he'd probably be playing line here.
First down and goal with the ball on the 3-yard line of UE. Monroe-Woodbury trails by 13. Peaster, handoff, Donaldson, left side, he is in. Touchdown, Monroe-Woodbury. Dan Donaldson makes it 20-13, extra point upcoming.
As we take a look at this, the belly play again, Donaldson, huge hole off tackle, excellent determination, and we got ourselves a ball game again.
We did anticipate high-scoring, powerful offensive. I don't know if we anticipated this high-scoring. 20-13 with 4:45 to go first half. Extra point, and the ball sails over the holder's head, and this is going to result in nothing. I'll tell you that right now. Down he goes. Robert McKeon had nowhere to go, and he's brought down. John Yost happy about it, coming off to the sideline. Yeah, give a little high five there to Sean Ullman. Big play. It's a 7-point lead for Union-Endicott.
Well, they get the ball back with about 4:45 left on the clock, and as we've seen, Union-Endicott can strike from just about anywhere on the field, but Monroe-Woodbury also seems to be able to score some points as well. Coach Angeline probably trying to figure out how to stop them and also get a score before halftime.
A lot like yesterday's Penn State-Notre Dame game. A lot of scoring early. That's where I got sick, by the way.
I watched it on TV in my living room, Doug, and it was nice and warm.
It was probably colder then there than it is here now because the wind was kicking up a little bit more than this, but it's no picnic out there right now either. On the return, and a good one. Here comes Jeff Long across the 45-yard line to the 46, so they keep squibbing it to those upbacks. Not working out for him so far.
No, and this time, Doug, they did not. They were not the beneficiaries of a penalty. So Union-Endicott's going to start out with pretty good field position, close to the 45, I think.
Hey, it's tough to tell down there. There's a lot of snow in that field, or ice, or. First down and 10 from the 44-yard line for Union-Endicott. 4:20 to go first half. Now a flag on the play. And this, you'd imagine, would be an offensive penalty. And again, I'm wrong.
Must be that cold, Doug.
Yes, it's affecting my head. 11 plays, 80 yards on the last touchdown drive by Monroe-Woodbury, by the way, to make it 20-13. Offsides MW, so it's first down and 5 for UE. This is always fun for an offense. Dave Adamson in motion near side, and Waters is going to keep it to the left side. Gets a block from Adamson, gets around the corner, inside the 30. Nice cutback move. Look at Waters go. All the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Well, I tell you something, Doug. Chris Waters is really putting on a show so far.
Wow, what a cutback. It looked like he was going to take it to the left side, then he took it back inside and got some more yards. And check out the block coming up by Adamson.
Boy, this is just a pretty block. Bang, right there. Waters breaks down the sideline, plants the outside foot, says, whoops, here I go, I'm going back. Here, look at the big offensive lineman downfield as well. There's Yost and a whole slew of...
Back to live action now. This is Paul Norris carrying down to the 6-yard line. John Dolan on the stop.
Pick up about 7 or 8 on that particular play. Boy.
Chris Waters must be pushing the 150-yard mark in rushing this game. Man. 2nd down and 3 from the 8-yard line. Norris, right side, gets stopped short of the 1st down.
We talked earlier about Coach Angeline trying to figure out how to stop Monroe-Woodbury, but yet still figure out how to get a score in. That was about 1 minute and 12 seconds ago, and now Union-Endicott is knocking on the door. 3rd about 2 from the 7-yard line.
Clock running, 2:49 to go. There's your score. UE 20, Monroe-Woodbury 13. 3rd down and 2. Waters, handoff, Norris ahead. No, that wasn't Norris. It's up near 1st down yardage. Devin Hoover on the stop. Dave Adamson on the carry. And he didn't make it. 4th down coming up.
Been relatively impressed with Monroe-Woodbury in these short yardage situations as we think back to the last touchdown and the extra point try. Shields was stopped short. They've played great defense in those short yardage situations thus far.
Well, Monroe-Woodbury is going to take a timeout and talk about this thing, and they have had very little success stopping the Union-Endicott offense here tonight. I don't believe the Tigers have punted the football. Actually, I'm sure they haven't, now that you think about it a little more. And
no, they haven't. They've slowed themselves down a little bit with penalties, but for the most part, this particular drive has been excellent up to this point. Faced with 4th and short. Extremely big play, I would think, for Monroe-Woodbury, having climbed back into the game at 20-13. I'm sure they don't want to.
A lot of long drives, and there's a look at Monroe-Woodbury head coach Pat DeLiso coming off to the far sideline. 20-13. Fran Angeline's bunch on top. With 2:14 to go here in the 1st half. UE on the move. 4th down, less than a yard. In motion comes Shields. Hand off. Norris right side's got the 1st down. He's down near the goal line. And he stopped just short of the goal line, but it will be 1st down and goal for UE.
Has the 1st down.
You didn't ask me, Doug, but I would have bet Norris on that particular play. He took about 3 people with him, and I don't see how they kept him out of the end zone, but the officials say that he, in fact, didn't make it in. About as close as you can get.
Yeah. What do you say now? Here's your chance. Come
on. Norris.
All right, let's see. 1st down and goal from the 1. It is Waters. No, it's Norris. Left side, and he does not get in.
Fine effort by
Eric Smolchik brings him down. Boy, Norris stretched and did everything he could to try to get that thing in there, but just short.
Tremendous 2nd effort.
Trying to break the plane. Just reach that football across. You don't have your body in there. As long as you get that football across. Just couldn't quite make it. 2nd down and goal. Inside the 1. Norris, right side, touchdown.
Got to be Norris. It's just they've had so much success from the guard center gap to off tackle. We're going to take another look at it. Just that dive play that we've seen them run so effectively all year long.
I mean, this is power football.
Oh, sure is. He just leg drive, controlling the line of scrimmage and the point of attack by the offensive lineman. Just a real pretty play.
Sean Ullman made a big block. Matt Beers for the extra point. There's the kick, and this thing is blocked. It is blocked. And UE will have a 13-point lead. Scott Brigger broke in there and got it. It's 26-13 UE. So the Tigers, with little trouble on offense, Fran Angeline's got this team moving. And the UE fans who have made the about 1 hour drive up here, especially in this weather, probably gets a little more than 1 hour, enjoying this stuff. You get warm when you're winning by 13 points.
Took us a little longer than an hour to get up, I think, tonight, Doug. Although we did take one shortcut that was recommended to us. Except for the accident that we saw. It was a great shortcut.
Yeah, rough going out there.
Roche, Bastershea, and Lynch back deep for Monroe-Woodbury.
So Mahalik will kick it off for UE. Line drive kick, takes a skip and a hop, and is bouncing, and it goes into the end zone.
And it bounces in the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Monroe-Woodbury will get it at its own 20. And one of these times, that ball's going to take a bounce back near that goal line. It's going to be a live football. Again, Monroe-Woodbury let that ball go by and just watched it go, and that's live until it gets to the end zone, of course.
That's correct, and the way things are going, UE could kick off a few more times this evening. Although Monroe-Woodbury, 80 yards, we have roughly a minute 20 to play. That's not a long way for them to go. They've proven that to us already.
1:20 to go, first half, and we got some UE numbers for you coming up that are going to surprise you. Well, you'll be impressed with them at least. Hand off to the left side, and fighting his way for about a yard is Ron Klub from Monroe-Woodbury. Dave Mahalik in on the stop. How about Chris Waters? 9 carries for 150 yards in the first half. 2 touchdowns. Paul Norris, 15 carries, 54 yards, 1 score.
Second and 9.
On 2nd and 9, back to throw is Jones. Fires long left side, got a man out there, and it's caught. It's caught at the 40-yard line of UE, and going out of bounds is Julian Bastarecchia. What an arm J.C. Jones has.
Extremely impressive. Extremely impressive. As we watch this again, these aren't short throws. These are not supposed to be high percentage throws. But he's airing the thing out, and people are catching it. They got great field position.
All right, with 53 seconds to go in the half, we'll go right to live action. Not be able to show you that one. Back to throw is J.C. Jones again. Under some pressure, fires long down the right sideline. Batted away, but a flag on the play. Eric Hottenstein knocked it down, but they're going to say he had a hand up on John Dolan.
Penalty marker is down.
Hottenstein's not happy.
Hottenstein defending.
Again, it was not a high percentage short throw. And I guess with 53 seconds left, you know, and the ball at roughly your own 40 or 35 or 40, you're going to try and move the ball downfield in the air. As you said, Hottenstein was not happy, however. It appeared that he may have had a hand on the receiver's back.
I think the contact was almost incidental, but it is still contact. It appeared that he stumbled a bit going down in the coverage, and when doing so, trying to keep his balance, he got a hand up on the receiver. That's enough.
Sure is.
First down and 10, Monroe-Woodbury from the 26-yard line of UE. Crusaders trail by 13. Here's Jones, left side, gets the pitch away to Dolan. He fights his way up for about 3 or 4 yards. Good defensive pursuit by the Tigers of UE. Craig Maroney was one of the Tigers in on the stop.
Bill Scott on the tackle. Along with
Todd Cayley. Second down and 7 from the 26-yard line. Back to throw is Jones. Fires right side, overthrown. He was trying to get it out there to Brian Curid. That time Hottenstein was right there.
Well, Jones was forced in that situation. Unfortunately, it was only a second down call. They wanted to stop the clock or move the ball downfield without using a timeout. Just tried a simple out pattern that was overthrown, but they did stop the clock, but they're now faced with 3rd and long.
19 seconds to go, first half. UE up 26-13. Monroe-Woodbury trying to get another score before halftime. They have it 2nd and 7 at the 23. Jones back to throw. Stands tall in the pocket, fires, and the ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down for Monroe-Woodbury. Dave Mahalik got his big paw up there and knocked it down.
But that was a real big play. It appeared as though the receiver may have been open on a slant on the backside from the top of the screen as we saw it.
That's the second time they deflected one of his passes. This guy's 6'4".
Yeah, that's an interesting statistic.
This is no Doug Flutie out here. 4th down and 7. Big play from the 23-yard line. Jones is going to throw again. Under pressure. Fires left side. Intercepted. Hottenstein intercepts it. He's going to run it back. He breaks a couple tackles and is brought down in his own 20-yard line. Eric Hottenstein.
I feel good for Eric. He's been victimized a little bit this evening.
And that's the final play of the first half. A very impressive first half for the Union-Endicott Tigers. A little trouble on offense. They lead after 24 minutes. Our score, UE 26, Monroe-Woodbury 13. second half and a recap of the first half coming up. Field in Ithaca, New York, on the campus of Cornell University. Union-Endicott and Monroe-Woodbury getting set to start off the second half of play, and look at all those players out there, hand to hand, the entire Union-Endicott football team lined up as Captain Paul Norris is out there in front. Talk things over, make sure everything's all set for the second half. Coach, we're going to put you on the spot here. What do you do if you're UE to keep this kind of lead? I guess you want to keep grinding it out. Didn't throw the ball the whole first half.
No, Doug, I would think if you're Union-Endicott, you just want to keep doing the things that you have done successfully in the first half. Monroe-Woodbury really didn't slow them down as far as the ground game was concerned. UE slowed themselves down a couple of times via penalties. You know, from a Monroe-Woodbury point of view, they have to stop the ground game, and I think that's easier said than done sometimes. If you're UE and Coach Angeline, you want to try and continue to put pressure on J.C. Jones. You want to become a little bit more consistent in the middle and not be affected by the trap play quite as much. Donaldson's a quality fullback, and you don't want him to hurt you. I just look for a whale of a second half. You know, he scores 26-13, and Monroe-Woodbury receives the kickoff. So it's an important possession for them, and we've talked about possessions before and how each one is extremely important.
What also may be important, the wind here in the second half is kicked up quite considerably, and it would be at UE's back right now for the third quarter, and the Tigers will have to work into the wind in the fourth quarter. This is especially important for Monroe-Woodbury, which appears to be a passing team. And J.C. Jones will have to work into the wind this quarter, but he would have it at his back for the fourth quarter. Here's the kickoff from Dave Mahalik. There comes one of the upbacks. And across the 35-yard line comes Monroe-Woodbury, and that's where the Crusaders will put the ball into play on offense. First down at 10. Drew Roche on the return. Tough to pick that guy's numbers up. All curled up in his jersey there. So the Crusaders go to offense, first and 10 from their own 35. We're here early, second half. Thanks for joining us on TV 12. The season finale of high school football 89. First and 10, J.C. Jones, the quarterback. Hands off left side, that's Roche. Tries to turn the corner, and he's brought down after a gain of about 3. Ben Prussia coming up to make the stop.
That's that sweep action off of that wing T type of offense. They faked to the fullback, Donaldson, that time, and attempted to run the left side. Union-Endicott did a great job in terms of coming up and cutting down the run lanes.
While Union-Endicott had established its running game in the first half, I don't know if you can say the same for Monroe-Woodbury. Big plays passing helped this team. And here comes another one. Long throw over the middle, but it's picked off. Hottenstein has it, his second interception. He returns it up across the 30-yard line. Eric Hottenstein picks up the pass from J.C. Jones. Brian Curran makes the stop, but UE is in business with the ball at their own 30-yard line.
Hottenstein finishing, starting out the second half, Doug, just like he finished up the first half. Here's Jones throwing the ball deep. I think UE might respect his arm a little bit more, and they are certainly getting deeper than the deepest. Hottenstein, like a center fielder that time, picked it off. UE's in business again.
First down and 10 from their own 31-yard line out of the wishbone. Waters. Hey, why not? Here's Paul Norris, right side. First down across the 40 to the 42. John Dolan had to bring him down. John Dolan getting a workout in that secondary as Paul Norris breaks one for 12 yards.
And when you're 6 foot, 205 pounds, and you're looking at those defensive backs running downhill at them, it's not a pretty picture sometimes. It's like a little bit of a change defensively for Monroe-Woodbury that time. Instead of a 7-man front, 5 people down, 2 linebackers, it looked like they were almost in a 6-man front that time. Jump into it here again.
First down and 10 for the Tigers. Right side, Jarvis Shields. Stutter steps at the line, and he breaks free. Another first down for UE before he's brought down at the 40-yard line by Dolan. Jarvis Shields just hesitated and picked this hole. Let's take a look at this.
He is so fun. We get a chance to look at it again here. It's just the UE's version of the counterplay. Started out to the left and then broke it back to the right. And he showed a little bit of power running there himself.
Man, great run. First down and 10, Union-Endicott. Ball on the Monroe-Woodbury 40-yard line. Here's Norris, right side. He's still fighting, keeps those legs moving. Gets about 3 yards on the play. before he's finally knocked out of bounds. Scott Bricker on the stop. It'll be second down and about 7 for the Tigers.
On the tackle, gain of 2, second and 8.
Paul Norris having quite a night here. When you get in conditions like this, the cold and the wind, having a good fullback helps.
Sure does. You don't have very far to reach to find them.
Second down and 8, they'll call it. On the 38-yard line of Monroe-Woodbury. Shields, check that Wilson, left side, short of the first down across the 35-yard line to the 33. J.C. Jones in on the stop.
Pass rush on the tackle.
Again, you don't want to overemphasize the offensive line play that UE has exhibited all night. But in terms of line search and controlling the line of scrimmage and point of attack, they've just done a super job. And the backs run to daylight so well and cut off of blocks. Monroe-Woodbury's really got to do something to slow UE down.
They haven't yet. 26-13, Tigers lead. Third down and 4. Here's a chance for Monroe-Woodbury, though. Shields motion near side. Here comes Waters near side. Pitches the Wilson at the last instant. Tries to turn the corner. He's got the first down. Inside the 30-yard line down to the 27 before Eric Samolchik knocks him down. But a nice pickup for a first down.
As we look at it again, gutsy heads-up play by Waters. He waits until the last second to pitch the ball to Wilson. And we all know what Marcus Wilson can do when he gets his hands on the ball.
Yeah. Got a first down that time. First and 10. Ball now on the 28-yard line of Monroe-Woodbury. Waters fakes the Norris. A pass to the right. He's got it. He's got another first down. Inside the 10-yard line down to the 9. Julian Bastarecchia brought him down. There is a flag on the play. But take a look at the first pass of the night from Chris
Here we
Waters.
go. It's just a ride pass, and Wilson is the lead back, and instead of being the lead blocker, in this case, he's the primary receiver. Waters fakes to Norris, drops back 3 steps, throws the ball.
Well, this one's all going to come back, though. Flag down, it's against Union-Endicott.
Apparently we had a clip out in front of Wilson that time. Again, this is going to be one of those situations, I think, Doug, where, you know, it's not going to be quite as disastrous. They're going to be faced with the 2nd and 7 because the clip was quite a bit ahead of what they needed for the first down.
It was downfield. They get 3 yards out of the whole thing.
Plus, it's still first down.
That's right. First down and 7. You don't see this too often. Here's Norris. You do see this often. First down. Breaks into the secondary. Inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. J.C. Jones saved the touchdown. Paul Norris.
Just inside the 10-yard line.
How about this run, Jack?
The dive play, he breaks it back. Look at the leg drive, breaks a tackle into the secondary. Boy, he's just done a fine job of running with the football thus far this evening.
First down and goal for UE. The ball is on the 10-yard line. They will not be able to get the first down without getting a touchdown. Here comes Waters, near side. Gets a block, turns the corner, and he is in. Touchdown. Union-Endicott. He made it look easy.
The senior quarterback just pulled the wool over everybody's eyes that time, Doug. Wait till we see this.
Great blocking in front, too.
He's like a basketball player. Watch this. He fakes now. Watch. He fakes the pitch. Monroe-Woodbury defender on the outside bit on the fake, and Waters goes untouched into the end zone.
Man, what an escort, huh? Man. I think
a lot of people out
taking
front.
that one in.
Wait a minute now. Yeah, I probably could have.
Boy, with blocking like that, there's an injured player down for Monroe-Woodbury. And when you think about it, it's fortunate that we haven't seen more players go down in conditions such as this in a hard AstroTurf field with ice on it. Can't pick up the number right now, and nor can we from that angle, and we can't see it from up here. In obvious pain, though. Our score is Union-Endicott 32, Monroe-Woodbury 13. A conversion attempt upcoming for the Tigers, and you'd have to expect them to go for 2 here.
As you play on a frozen surface like this sometimes, Doug, the thing that crops up are the little pulls and strains that players will receive, mostly from the waist down, because it's just so difficult to cut and plant your feet.
There are some of the fans who made the trip from the Endicott area.
Following the conclusion of the contest,
Braving some cold weather out there, and I know what it's all about.
gives us a little opportunity, Doug, in the interim here to talk about
speaking of cold.
Speaking of cold and speaking of field hockey, I just wanted to congratulate.
Who spoke of field hockey? Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you did. Maine Endwell's second straight field hockey title. I'd like to congratulate Sue Carlin and Corey Buck, the lovely daughter of my lovely wife.
Scored the game-winning goal in overtime. Here we go. Waters back to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get two. No flags, they didn't get it. So it'll remain 32-13, Union-Endicott. The injured player, by the way, before for Monroe-Woodbury, while we were talking about field hockey, was Dan Donaldson, their leading running back. So if he can't return, that would be a huge blow. But the ME Gold doing quite a job in you could have seen the highlights of that last night on TV 12. By the time you see this, I'd have to say 2 nights ago.
Yeah, TV 12 did a great job. We taped it, looked at it about 1,000 times this morning.
1,000, is that it?
Conservatively.
This one's all UE, 32-13, the Tigers lead. Having little trouble on offense, just moving the ball at will. They haven't had to punt the ball all game. And they've scored now 5 touchdowns.
Just UE has really given them a lesson in the wishbone. They've executed every phase of the wishbone to perfection, from the dive to quarterback Waters keeping the ball, to the pitch, the counterplay, ride pass.
There's the kickoff from Mahalik, taken back at the 5-yard line. And a good return from Julian Bastarecchia. Brings it across the 20-yard line.
Pressure on Waters. They send the linebackers. Waters underthrows the ball. Prusha comes back. The defender falls down. And Prusha takes it into the end zone by himself.
38-13, Union-Endicott. But I don't think anyone expected this type of a football game.
I think based on everything that we've heard, probably expected a little bit more low-scoring affair.
A 25-point lead. And they go for 2 and get it. Dave Adamson takes it around the left side, and now it's 40-13 UE.
Union-Endicott 40, Monroe-Woodbury 13.
Dave Adamson been injured on and off throughout the season. It's kind of nice to see him get in and get into the end zone via the 2-point route, as we see right here.
So a 27-point lead now for the Tigers. How about Chris Waters? He's run for 4 touchdowns, and he's thrown for 1.
He's certainly has done it all tonight, Doug.
Thomas Mangan, please report to the press box.
3:01 to go, third quarter. The UE Tigers in a big way. And for all intents and purposes, this is a state championship game for them. If you look at it that way, they are #1 in the state. Okay, sure, the writers pick that. The sports writers do. It's not one on the field. But if you're #1 all season, you win all your games, hey, you're #1 in the state.
Well, especially when you go into an intersectional game and do as impressive a job as they've done so far.
It's kicked along the ground. And the deep back has it, and it's carried across the 30 to 32. Bastarecchia on the return. And it's first down at 10.
Up to the 32-yard line.
For Monroe-Woodbury. We spoke a little earlier, Jack, about how this is the final game for both teams. A true champion is not one on the field in New York State, but it's a very difficult thing, as we mentioned, to try to carry through all that. But UE is proving tonight that they deserve that #1 ranking.
Oh, I would think so, Doug. They've really dominated all phases of the game thus far.
First and 10 from their own 31. Jones throws right side, incomplete. The underthrows Drew Roche. Eric Hottenstein on the coverage.
You know, in all fairness to Jones, with the pressure that UE has put on him, they put him down a couple of times. They forced him into some bad throws. It becomes a little bit more difficult to throw the ball when you hear the footsteps and you realize that pressure is being applied. And he just flat out underthrew that one.
And it's tough to throw when the other team knows you're throwing, because when you're trailing by 27, UE can just tee off. But this time, it's a handoff, and they stopped that too. Ron Klube on the carry. And a good stop from Steve Earle.
Steve Earle did an excellent job that time. You could hear that one all the way up here. He filled well on the trap play and got his chest underneath and just put the ball carrier on his back.
So it's 3rd down and 7.
3rd down and 7
for the Crusaders of Monroe-Woodbury. Ball at their own 35-yard line. Jones is going to throw. You can bet the ranch on it. If he can, if he has time. He does. Fires left side. Caught. But what a hit by Eric Hottenstein. Short of the first down, but what a play to drive him back.
Hottenstein has just done it all. We're going to get a chance, I think, to see this one, Doug. Watch Hottenstein come up and square up.
I think he knocked the ball free.
Look at that. Just a
Incomplete.
great shot. Yeah, the ball rolls out of bounds, I think.
Man.
Fortunately for Monroe-Woodbury, it rolls out of bounds.
I think the intended receiver is still hurt after that collision. That was Drew Roche, I believe it was.
Again, there's Eric Hottenstein, 2 interceptions, almost a third, and just a great stick that time.
Man.
Great reaction. And we've talked before about team speed, and Union-Endicott certainly isn't lacking in the team speed category when you talk about their defensive unit. They run well, they react well to balls that are thrown, they pursue doggedly at all times, and they're extremely well coached.
It was Julian Bastarecchia, and you see what he did when he got up there? He gave like a thumbs up out on the field in the direction of Hottenstein, as if to say, hey, nice tackle, it wasn't dirty, it wasn't cheap, I'm okay, and hey, nice stick. I like to see that. It's good sportsmanship.
Sure is.
4th down and 7, and here's the punt. Prussia lets it bounce, and now here comes Marcus Wilson to the near side. He's got blockers out there. This could be a big return. Here comes Marcus Wilson. He is gone. Marcus Wilson, touchdown UE.
touchdown Union-Endicott.
Boy, they have certainly done it all, Doug. Just special teams. We're going to get a chance to take a look at this again. I second-guessed Prussia because he let the ball bounce, but it bounces, and you can see that the wall was set up. Rich Noche throws an excellent block towards the end of this run that springs Marcus Wilson. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see it, but Rich Noche, 23, just did a great job coming back, and Marcus Wilson takes it all away.
A 65-yard punt return for a touchdown, and you could see that one coming. As soon as he started returning that ball, I said this could be a big one, and it was.
Yeah, you could see the wall set up and
Kick is good.
blocks being thrown.
Matt Beers nails the extra point, and Union-Endicott is just rolling this one up. 47-13 the score, with 1:36 to go, 3rd quarter.
Well, we've seen him run the ball in, we've seen him throw the ball in, and now we've seen the special teams come into play. And I think the thing that makes Coach Angeline probably the happiest as we look at him is the play of his special teams. From being an old coach, it's the thing that can hurt you the most sometimes, but when things are going right and the kids are playing well on special teams, it certainly can change things around in a hurry.
Many of the fans from Monroe-Woodbury heading for the exits right now, and it's a tough thing to come all the way up here. It must be a good 2.5-hour drive. Sit here in the cold and see your team trailing by 34 points. There's the kickoff. Bastarecchia, the deep back, and he is hit as he gets across the 25-yard line. Check that, John Dolan on the return. And a great stop. You see some of the fans hanging out for this one. Nice crowd on hand.
Again, Steve Earle on the tackle that time, Doug. Number 35 has impressed me a great deal today with the intensity and the level that he has played at. Again, those special teams, you just can't talk about them enough when things are going right.
1st down and 10 for Monroe-Woodbury from their own 29-yard line, and you know J.C. Jones is going to throw. Near side and a nice catch. He stayed in bounds. Brian Curie made a fine play, and
Hottenstein on the tackle.
it'll be 2nd down and about 3. Eric Hottenstein right there with him.
Gain, 2nd down, 3.
A little nice extension there. Get the ball and stay in bounds. Nice catch. So it's second down and 3 for Monroe-Woodbury at their own 36. Handoff goes straight ahead, and he is going nowhere but backward. Matt Curran of UE met him right away. Ron Klug loses about 3. Depends on where they mark the forward progress, though.
I'm not sure what adjustments UE made at halftime, but that was the trap play that Monroe-Woodbury had limited success with in the first half. Linebackers seem to be feeling a little bit better, but I think Monroe-Woodbury really misses Donaldson, the fullback, too, Doug.
Yeah, he was shaken up a couple times. Third down and 4. They called a loss of a yard. Jones back to throw, rolling right. He's going to keep it now and get across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. That's enough for a first down. Tony Volakovic finally brought him down, but we've seen J.C. Jones throw the ball. That time he ran it for a first down.
Yeah, that actually was the option play, I think, Doug. He had the pitch man there. He just took his 6'4" body and said, I'm going to get what I can out of this, and chose not to make the pitch.
That's the final play of the third quarter. A very memorable one for the Union-Endicott Tigers. There you see our score after 3. UE 47, Monroe-Woodbury 13. And we'll be back at Schoellkopf Field at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, right after this.
The Southern Tier.
Great Jack Toohey back at Schoellkopf Field in Ithaca. On 1st and 10, J.C. Jones is smothered in the backfield. Tony Volakovic broke in there. Dave Mahalik has the football, but that's an incomplete pass.
Well, I tell you, Doug, J.C. Jones is, it's becoming an increasingly long night for him. Volakovic in his space, knocked the ball down as it was released. I mentioned earlier the intensity level of the UE defense. They've just been playing super since the half.
Great third quarter for UE. We'll pass along some of those numbers for you in a moment. Second down and 10 for Monroe-Woodbury. Back to throw as Jones fires right side, in and out of the hand, and almost intercepted. Peaster made a dive for it. Brian Curran could not hold on. Some of those numbers I spoke about.
Third down.
Chris Waters didn't throw the ball the entire first half. Second half, he completes 2 for 55 yards and a score. Norris in the third quarter alone had 31 yards on 3 carries. Shields 28 on 2. So they just poured it on right there.
Plus, we had the big play by the special teams and Marcus Wilson.
Absolutely. Outscoring MW 21-0 in that quarter. Third down and 10. Jones rolls right side, fires down the right sideline. Batted away by Hottenstein. Pass intended for John Dolan, and Hottenstein very nearly again had his 3rd interception. Good coverage.
Excellent coverage. John Peaster moved over from his free safety position and helped out a little bit on that play as well. Again, it's a little bit easier to play, I think, pass defense when you're 99% sure that the other club's got to throw the ball, and Monroe-Woodbury has found themselves in that position.
Jones has misfired. Actually, hasn't completed a pass all half. 3 for 12 now for just 39 yards. Actually, he's 3 for 12 in the second half for 39 yards.
Official spotted just short of the 40-yard line.
It'll be marked just short of the 40.
Football first and
And UE will have the football right there. Now, Jones 3 for 12 in the third quarter. And there are some of the fans we mentioned earlier heading for the exits. In the game, Jones would be 6 for 20. And this guy came in passing 50%. Big prospect for playing Division I college football, and you come in and you hold the guy to 6 for 20. That's a job.
UE's defense has certainly done the job in terms of containing Jones.
Hey, Waters is going to throw, rolling to his right side, under some pressure, fires right side. Oh, Shields was wide open, but he threw it behind him.
Shields incomplete. Second down, 10.
A little bit of pressure put on Waters that time. Jarvis Shields was pretty much open at about the 50-yard line.
Scott Bricker applied the pressure. Second down and 10 for the Tigers. .11:25 to go in the football game. 47 13 UE. Here comes Waters, near side on the option. He's going to tuck it in and keep it. He breaks a tackle. He's across midfield. He is going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Dolan again, the last man to beat. Drove Waters out of bounds, and he must have 200 yards rushing by now after that carry. We'll take a look at this one again.
It's a little different form of the option. There's no ride. It's called a speed option. We see Waters coming down the line. He turns the corner, starts running north and south, and never looks back. There was no ride fake. That time as there was no fullback. It was a little different formation that the Tigers put out that time.
192 yards in the game rushing for Chris Waters. Not quite 200, but we still have almost 11 minutes of football left. But actually, he's out of the game now. Feaster's the quarterback, so maybe he won't get 200. Handoff right side, and all the way down to the 20-yard line. Marty DiPietro was just checked into the ball game. So we're going to see some new names and numbers on the UE side of things, with the Tigers leading by 34 points. There's Waters. What a day for him.
Gain 9 yards.
Well-deserved rest.
Yeah. 4 touchdowns running, 1 throwing. Now John Peaster has a chance to see what he can do, and there's a whistle and a flag. And it looks like it's going to be a procedure call against the Tigers.
Illegal procedure.
Hey, I got one.
Union-Endicott.
Although I have to give some credit to our spotter.
Second down, 6.
Center move the ball.
That often happens when you get a new crew in there. We have a totally new backfield in. Coach Angeline choosing to substitute at this point in the game, and probably rightly so.
Many new linemen in there, too. That's Dave Adamson on the handoff from Peaster. He loses a yard on the play. Jim Thomas on the stop for our MW. Clock continues to move. 9:55 to go, fourth quarter. Adamson has a couple points tonight on a conversion.
Third down and 6.
He's staying in the ball game. It'll be third down and 6 for the Tigers with the ball on the 25-yard line of Monroe-Woodbury. Peaster on the option. Pitch left side. That's Adamson. Going to try to turn the corner. Down he goes, short of the first down at the 23-yard line. John Dolan comes up to make the stop. Dolan must have a dozen tackles here tonight.
Dolan has been all over the field. As you mentioned before, I don't think you necessarily want your secondary people to be your leading tacklers on your club.
Yeah. It's fourth down and 3. The offensive unit from Union-Endicott still on the field. 47-13, the Tigers lead this one. A lot of UE fans sticking around to celebrate this one. 4th and 3. And here's Peaster. Keeps it, and he's got the first down. Nice run, John Peaster. And UE keeps its drive alive. Dan Ward knocked him out of bounds. And he's all the way down near the 10-yard line.
After the play.
Peaster, only a junior, looks like the heir apparent to Chris Waters. Here we see the option. He makes a great decision, runs the daylight extremely well, knew exactly what he needed for the first down, and he got it.
This team, this is their last game this year, but they look okay for next year.
I think they look okay, Doug. I don't think anybody should feel sorry for Coach Angeline.
No.
And he will lose Waters, and he will lose Norris, but he's got some interesting offensive linemen coming back, and some pretty fair backs.
Pretty fair.
All right, he's got some great backs coming back.
First and goal for the Tigers.
First down and goal for UE as Peaster brought it down to the 7-yard line. And he brings the team to the line of scrimmage. Marty DiPietro is his fullback. Adamson on one side with Jeff Long on the other. On first down and goal. Handoff is to Long, and he is wrapped up, and he's brought back. Maybe got a gain of a yard. Dennis Malone on the stop. On the carry by Jeff Long. Second down and goal from the 6. And more importantly, the clock is moving. 8:20 to go in the football game. Union-Endicott's going to be able to say we're number 1 and be right.
I don't think there's much question about that, Doug.
Second and goal from the 6. Adamson motion near side. DiPietro up the middle. He is stopped just short of the goal line.
Marty DiPietro, the ball carrier.
DiPietro for about 3, maybe 4. Brian Lemmy on the stop.
first down. You know, again, I think it's kind of fun being a part of Section 4 and Section 4 football. You know, and the pride that I think we all take in the way that we coach up kids and so forth. You know, to watch Coach Angelina and his staff do such a great job with the Tigers this year, especially in an intersectional game like this.
Apparently that pickup got a first down, so it's first down and goal from the 6-yard line, and they've scored. John Feaster carries it in from 6 yards out, and Union-Endicott adds another one.
We're going to take a chance to take another look at this. Feaster just saw an opening, and he followed his center, number 52, Mike Roma. No, I'm sorry. Pete Canavino, and he went into the end zone untouched. Big play for the junior.
Happened awful quick. Caught me by surprise. Here's the extra point. Carlini's going to kick it left-footed. That's good. Nice kick.
Kick by Bill Carlini is good.
The Tigers, 54-13.
Polaris wants you to believe it. Believe in Polaris.
Doug Wright and Jack Toohey back at Schoellkopf Field on a very frigid night in Ithaca, New York, but the Union-Endicott fans, they're feeling okay. They're feeling good about themselves right now. In fact, they're feeling great. Their team leads 54-13 with 7:44 to go in the football game. Section 4 showing its muscles today against Section 9. Here comes the kickoff. Mahalik boots it and it rolls into the end zone. Touchback, and MW will go to offense at its own 20-yard line. Some other scores from today in Class D. It was Section 4's Hancock knocking off Roscoe 41-22. In Class C, it was Walton in a big way over Red Hook 34-0. Shenango Valley appears to be the only Section 4 team not able to get a victory today. They lose 20-18. Had an 18-0 lead at halftime, but was unable to hold down. Here we go now, first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Handoff right side, getting across the 25-yard line to the 26. As Billy Lynch, his first carry of the game. As many of the players who haven't seen much playing time tonight will probably see it now, as this game is pretty much decided.
I'm sorry, Doug. Second year in a row, Section 4 has won 3 out of the 4 bowl games. Last year going 3 out of 4, and this year 3 out of 4.
And who was that team in Class A that won last year?
Maine Endwell, I believe it was.
Jack Toohey, the former coach there, in case you're viewing and not familiar with that. Ron Klub on the carry. Bill Carlini says no. Brings him down after a loss. And it's third down coming up for the Crusaders. 6:45 to go in the football game. Third down and 4 from the MW 26-yard line. Jones handoff right side. That's Lynch. Fights his way near the first down marker, but he didn't get it.
On the carry.
He is stopped short of the first down. A fourth down situation is coming up.
Trzynski.
I think for all intents and purposes, Monroe-Woodbury has said, let's run the ball, let's try and get a first down, but more importantly, let's keep the clock going and let's get out of here.
Diallo Quirpru in on the stop for UE. Fourth down and a yard, and why not go for it? Jones keeps it straight ahead, and he's got the first down. Look at that line surge. My goodness.
First down, Monroe-Woodbury.
Just moved them right off the ball and got the first down.
A few new faces in there defensively for the Tigers as well, Doug.
I noticed Marcus Wilson's playing cornerback right now on defense. I don't know if we've seen him back there this year. First down and 10 for Monroe-Woodbury. Hand off to the right side, and nothing. Ron Klub is driven back by Tim McQuaid.
Ron Kluby on the carry for the Crusaders.
What a stop by McQuaid there. Gets in a ball game, you know, he's got to be staying on the sidelines the whole while, just shivering a little bit over there. You have to be. It's cold out there. And get in the game.
Get warmed up in a hurry, I tell you.
Absolutely. Nice play. 5:15 to go, fourth quarter. Union-Endicott, the champions of New York State. Handoff to the right side. And the ball carrier gets nowhere. Billy O'Toole brought down by about 3 black jerseys. Mike Roma in on that stop. Jeff Long as well. The last game of the season for both teams. Intersectional playoff between Section 4 and Section 9. Union-Endicott has been #1 in the state all season long, and they have done nothing to show people otherwise.
No, they've done themselves proud tonight, Doug. Coach Angeline and his whole staff have a lot to be proud of as far as these kids are concerned.
3rd down and 10. Jones throws right side. It is caught for the first down. Brian Currid, the grab, and he's knocked out of bounds.
Pass completed to Brian Currid.
After the first down.
As we take another look at that, they make a liar out of me every time. Jones drops back, throws the ball on the out pattern. You know, again, from if the score were a tad bit closer, that would be the type of route that you would look for. You know, unfortunately, it's a case of too little, too late.
Yeah. 4:25 to go. Handoff up the middle, a yard or 2. Ron Klug.
The ball carrier to fumble.
And the ball's loose. And Huey's got it.
Covered by Union-Endicott.
They keep coming at you, don't they? No matter who they got on the field.
Boy, you talk about that Tiger pride and that swarming defense, and I know that's something that the entire coaching staff works on. And you get second-team kids in there, and they cause a fumble and put it on the ground. Hey, everybody's going to get a chance to play in an intersectional game. That's what it's all about.
Polaric now in at quarterback for Union-Endicott.
Jeff Polaric now on for UE at the quarterback spot. Polarchik's a pronunciation. His first pass incomplete. It was intended
for
Kukaitis. Went off his shoulder pads.
Incomplete.
Jeff Polarchik. Where's number 9? There's somebody else who wore number 9 who had a name that sounded a lot like that. Played for the Giants. Pisarcik. You remember Joe Pisarcik, don't you? The old fumble play, tried to give it to Larry Zonka.
Giants? No. Oh, is that a New York State team? No, it's
played
not.
For the Eagles, who played for the Giants. Oh, they're not a New York State team? Is that what you're saying?
Offsides, Monroe-Woodbury.
Yeah, Buffalo. Bills. That's our only New York State team now, I guess.
You're looking at it that way. Okay, I'll claim the Giants. I'm from New Jersey. I'll claim the Giants as my own.
Yeah.
Offside against Monroe-Woodbury. And UE will have a 2nd down and 5. Jeff Polarchik, the quarterback. Let's see how the 3rd Tiger guy does back there. Here's a handoff to the right side. Across the 40, down near the 38-yard line, near first down yardage. Rich Nochi, the ball carrier. And we'll see where they mark this, if it's enough for the first down or not. It'll be 3rd down and less than a yard. I think it's at a point where we want to keep the clock moving. Now, that might be a measurement in a close game, but I think it's cold out there. They want to keep the clock moving. So here's Polarchik on 3rd down, less than a yard. Handoff to the right side. Jeff Long, he's got the first down across the 35 to the 34-yard line.
The carry for the Tigers, first down, UE.
They just keep running at you and sending fresh people in, and you know, it's a case once again of everything that they do. They seem to do relatively well, and it seems to be going right for them as well.
We get a chance here. We want to thank some of the people that made these football games possible. A lot of people out there putting up with this cold and other things. Off the pitch, the ball's loose. Fumble, and back to get it is Dave Adamson to cover up.
Covered by Dave Adamson.
Be 2nd down, and we'll need another zip code for the first. But anyway, the producer of these broadcasts, Mark Prutisto. Our director, Steve Schrader. Working the chyrons tonight, Liz Della Penta. The CG, those are little graphics you see on the screen, in case you're wondering. The Quantifont, there's all these technical names that I'm not even sure what I'm talking about. Mike Riley banning the replay for us. Jim Evans on cameras, along with Dan Johnson and Jeff Sharak. 2nd down and 24. And the handoff goes straight ahead. to Deep Petro, and he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Samuel check.
Our engineers here tonight, Chris Benzel and Ron Shoemaker, doing an amazing job on the stats.
DePietro
John Fury tonight.
on the carry.
I think he's gone through about 3 or 4 pencils over there. A lot of yards to mark down from the UE side of things, and Keith Reister helping us out with the spotting. And many times we could use an extra pair of eyes. He's helped out quite a bit here tonight. 3rd down and 23 for the Tigers of Union-Endicott. Back to throw. Firing over the middle. This one's picked off.
Intercepted by number 88, Eric Samuel.
And now it's fumbled, but he gets it back, I believe. Right at the 46-yard line. Eric Smolchek picks it off and brings it back to the 46. Monroe-Woodbury, the fans on their side, they got something to be excited about. Nice interception here. Take a look at the pass. Looks like it slipped out of the quarterback's hands a bit here. Or it got deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Could have been. Good interception, brings it back, puts it on the ground, and they probably one of the few things that has gone well for Monroe-Woodbury tonight after about the first 12 or 13 minutes.
All right, 1st down and 10. Back to throws. The quarterback, J.C. Jones, fires long, right side. Incomplete. John Dolan out there, but also out there was another one of his receivers and 2 UE defensive backs. You don't usually want to run 2 receivers in the same place, do you?
Usually you don't, Doug. I think that in this case they're looking to try and, I'm not real sure what they're trying to do, but they may they may be looking for some measure of respectability. I'm not sure. They're just trying to run people down the seams and in the middle and throw it deep and hope that somebody catches it. You know, J.C. Jones is still in the ball game, although you don't have to worry about him getting hurt or anything else because there's no tomorrow.
2nd down and 10. Jones back to throw, right side. Pass is caught and out of bounds. Goes Brian Lemmy. Damon Zareski on the stop for UE.
And Jeff Long on the tackle.
He gets out of bounds, so the clock is stopped at 53 seconds. Union-Endicott 54. Monroe-Woodbury 13. Amazing day for quarterback Chris Waters. He scores 4 touchdowns. He throws for another. And unofficially, we have him for 192 yards. But I trust John. I bet that's very close. Back to throw, J.C. Jones. Little shuffle pass ahead. Good enough for the 1st down. But Billy O'Toole is not able to get out of bounds. Or is he? Well, they're going to stop the clock to move up the chains anyway. 44 seconds to go.
UE band whooping it up over on the far side of the crescent.
Hey, why not? Back to throw is Jones, although we're looking at a replay right now, and that's the pickup before. Nice shovel pass, NFL look. We mentioned that earlier. Well, while we were away, we had a pickup of 5 yards on a short pass. Going with a hurry-up offense here. Jones back to throw, fires right side, caught, out of bounds, 1st down. Brian Cure at that time. He's caught 2 in a row now. Pretty much the same play as last time. She didn't miss anything anyway. 1st down. 16 seconds to go. The clock is stopped. The Tigers of Union-Endicott are going to finish out an 11-0 season, and already the celebrating is beginning on the sidelines and in the stands. 16 seconds to go. It's 1st and 10 MW at the UE 28. Jones going to air it out one more time. Fires, long end zone. Incomplete.
Jones pass intended for Samuelchak.
The Tigers of UE 11-0. And when you're number 1 from the first game of the year, that's a tough thing because week after week, guys are shooting for you. The pressure's there. And they came through.
I think they've just they've done everything that they've had to do last week against Corning East. And Corning East, you know, we did the game, and it was a heck of a ball game. But this, you know, this game today was just a perfect game for them.
8 seconds to go. Jones back. Over the middle. It is... Oh, it's caught. The time's going to run out. It's caught, and the ball game is over. The Tigers of UE #1 in New York State. And boy, tonight they showed why. Winning the intersectional Class A battle with Monroe-Woodbury 54-13. That's a happy bunch of players and students down on the field.
Sure is, Doug. They hoisted Coach Angeline up onto their shoulders, carried him to midfield, and reminiscent of, so many emotions run through your mind when you take a group of kids and you go as far as you can in New York State. It's just a great feeling, I know, for Coach Angeline and his staff and the kids and the parents and the community, and everybody involved. He's just a class guy who's been around for a long, long time and certainly deserves everything that has come his way this year. Super job.
And on the other side of things, a much more quieter scene. Monroe-Woodbury losers tonight by 41 points. 11 teams lined up to beat UE in order: Kingston, Bishop Tyman, Elmira Free Academy, Binghamton, Horseheads, Johnson City, Elmira Southside, Ithaca, Vestal, Corning East, and now Monroe-Woodbury. All 11 went down to defeat. What a job by that man, Fran Angeline, head coach of the UE Tigers. They end their season 11-0 and #1 ranked in New York State, number 23 in the entire country. And that says a lot for Section 4 football, that and this win today.
Boy, it sure does, Doug. This is always to see players line up from different sections and shake hands, and I thought the sportsmanship today was outstanding. You made mention of it a couple of times. And again, just a real thrill to be here and have a chance to, to do a game like this. And have Section 4 come out on top, not only in this game, but 2 out of the other 3 games that were played this afternoon. Speaks very highly of us. Hopefully someday they will have a legitimate state tournament and state championship game.
Right now, I don't think anybody can question the Tigers of Union-Endicott. Well, that's going to do it from Schoellkopf Field. Section 4 wins 3 out of 4. Hancock, Walton, and now Union-Endicott, each winners. Shenango Valley, the only team to suffer a loss here today. So Section 4 football looking awful tough. And we look forward to another season next year. Well, that's going to do it from Schoellkopf Field here in Ithaca. For my broadcast partner, Jack Toohey, and for our statistician, John Fury, and spotter, Keith Reister, this is Doug Wright saying so long from Cornell. Again, the final score, UE 54, Monroe-Woodbury 13.